An eventful night at the Molineux. Shaka, Hislop and Wolves were the ones that managed to turn around their recent poor form at the expense of Arsenal. A 2-1 win over the Gunners. Wolves had to come from behind, but a lot to take in this game, Shaka, and it probably would surprise some the way Arsenal started, that they let it get away from them. We'll get into the 2 red cards soon, because I know we have a thing or two to say there, but given how it started and given like it looked it was going to play into Arsenal's hand, where else apart from the red cards did they let it go?
Listen, you feel for Arsenal, given the run now they're on, given how well they started this game, and in all honesty, in the first 45 minutes up until injury time, the end of the first half, Arsenal were by far the better of the two teams. Probably deserved to be 2 or 3 up, especially when you consider they hit the woodwork twice. Patricio produced one incredible save from Nicolas Pepe. It could have been so much better, but in the end, they also had a goal disallowed, rightly, for offside. But in the end, just 1 up, and then probably thinking about halftime team talks. Wolves pick the ball up, find Arsenal exposed, and the entire game changed right there. So it's hard for me to say that to heap any blame on Arsenal for letting this one get away, as you put it. It just was one of those days which you wish you could have so much back from.
All right, well, let's talk about the red cards now, shall we? David Luiz adding another red card to his name. I'm sure a lot of people would roll their eyes and say, same old David Luiz. But this one seems to have divided people, because even I was thinking, Shaka, a little bit harsh on David Luiz. How did you see it?
Yeah, I thought that was harsh. And in the 2 red cards, certainly the easier to talk about is Bernd Leno. He just misreads the ball as it comes through, wet surface, it slides. He's playing a high line because Arsenal are down to 10 men and ends up handling. Listen, on the one hand, you probably say, well, just let it go. Wolves score and they win 3-1. No greater harm done. Your instinct, though, is just to stop it. He uses his hand outside the box. Referee had absolutely no choice, despite the VAR check. That being said, the one with David Luiz is the one that quite clearly divides opinion. And as the law is written, you understand why the red card was shown and why VAR upheld that. But I was part of the IFAB Football Advisory Panel when we were recrafting that law, DOGSO, and the triple punishment, as it were. And I believe, certainly my feeling in those meetings was that the spirit of the law was that you wanted to dissuade players from just bringing down an opponent in the box, but you didn't want to further punish them for making a genuine challenge on the ball. And if they got that just wrong, penalty, yes, but no red card. And so the law was written to reflect that if you made a genuine attempt at the ball, you wouldn't see a red card. There wouldn't be that triple punishment. With the David Luiz situation, he didn't make a genuine attempt at the ball. So you understand why it was interpreted as it was on the field. The other side to that is, I don't think he intended to bring down the player either. I think he was just trying to stay out of the way, and it inadvertently got a little bit too close. Now, the counter to that is David Luiz's responsibility to make sure that he stays clear. But I really don't think that there was any intention here. And this one falls right in that gray area, where it's not an attempt just to stop the player from having a shot on goal. It was just one of those things for me. And if it were me, it's a penalty without a question, but I wouldn't have shown a red card.
And then I guess going forward, where does Arsenal go from here now? Of course, we'll wait to see if, Bernd Leno and David Luiz will have some absences. I'm sure you would say that Bernd Leno is someone Arsenal cannot do without at the moment as well. But now Arsenal left in a position where Southampton have yet to play Manchester United. They have to hope that Southampton lose, or else Arsenal will drop out of the top 10. So is it kind of too close to call, or Arsenal too close to discomfort and might need to panic soon?
No, I don't think Arsenal panicked. Certainly not over this result, especially given how well it was going up until that 45th minute. If you're Arsenal, you reflect on how poor you started this season and how good things have been of late. And then all of a sudden, it comes unstuck and against a very good Wolves team, despite their own relative struggles. I still think Wolves are a very good outfit. They have their issues, yes, and this season is panning out anywhere near as well as they would have hoped, or you would think. I think they come back to maybe their former selves when things return to some sense of normalcy. That aside, if you're Arsenal, if you're Arteta, and you reflecting on the day, regardless of what is to come and where you finish the day in terms of your league position, as even if it's disappointing, you're happy with what you saw for at least 44 minutes, and now you take the knock on the chin of the suspensions that are to come, and you deal with it. I mean, that's the only thing you can do in this game. You deal with those speed bumps when they come. It's never an easy time to have to cope without two key and influential players like David Luiz and Bernd Leno, but that's part of the game, and that's part of management, and part of why you have to build squads, not just a good 11. So now Arteta has a test, but so far, I think, certainly over recent weeks, he's been passing everything that's been thrown at him with flying colours.
I think quickly, just finally, we have to mention PierreEmerick Aubameyangs because he's back after taking some time off for some personal issues there. Of course, he didn't play the entire match, Shaka, but must be a huge light at the end of the tunnel to have him back to at least help them bounce back after tonight. Yeah,
it's good, and we see what role Aubameyangs plays going forward, keeping in mind how good Arsenal have been without him, and we've seen that not just the first 44 minutes of this one, but we've seen that in recent weeks as well. Even when he's been around, at times, Arsenal have looked very good when he's been on the bench. So, but to have him available is certainly a huge boost. Well, we see what Arteta does with him, how he plays him, what kind of form he's in, and how he responds to his own situation. But it's always good to have that kind of quality to call on, whether it's from the start or later on in the game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.